out Thursday?
He's a ninja. I'm gonna go get a haircut on Thursday.
Ooh, I'm gonna get a haircut on Thursday too.
Ooh, look at that.
You know why? Because I'm gonna see you on Friday.
No, Saturday. You're gonna see me on Saturday.
Oh, because I'm gonna see you on Saturday. I'm not gonna see Korpsx though.
Well, I work, dude. I work a bunch of these next few weekends, but in a couple weeks, I am trying to take a trip down to like San Diego or something.
Yeah, baby.
Pardos?
Pardos? Did you guys see that I changed the picture for the pod chat?
Yeah, that was nice.
That's kind of cute, huh?
I thought Damien did it. I was like, how gay.
Wow.
Oh, but since I did it, it's even more gay, right?
Even more gay.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to another episode of. Wait, are you live yet?
Mm-hmm.
D? No, D.
I'm not live yet. No. But I'm about to be.
This will be taking forever, bro. How long was he in the green room, Korpsx? Be honest. How long was he in the green room?
Like a couple seconds before you got there.
Badass.
Okay, I was just asking a question.
I know you're just asking, but you're trying to frame me.
I was trying to frame
Like,
you. I'm not even
like a
gonna
piece
lie.
of art judge, he was framed. Something like that. He said something like that.
I should be getting my glasses this week back. I'm so fuck.
Are y'all tired? I'm sensing that you guys are just tired today.
I am a father. I'm always tired.
Oh yeah, okay. What's up, Bryson? How you doing, buddy? I'm a little tired.
Bryson Tiller. What the fuck do you have to be tired
Bryson
for?
Porter.
You're 25 years old.
You don't even drive to work.
I fucking hate when people.
Yeah, you don't even drive to work. You don't drive anywhere. What did you do today, Damien, to make you so tired? Let's hear it.
I walked 3 miles.
You walked 3 miles, okay.
I did.
Okay.
I was up all day.
Oh, you didn't take a nap? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was like standing up all day.
You know who takes naps? Children take naps.
You know what? Children have it right, bro. You know how happy they are? You know
Yeah,
how bright
children
the world
need
is
to take naps.
Yeah, maybe we all need naps.
We all need naps.
Maybe we all need some naps. Maybe. Wait, is that better? Hold on. Is my audio still good?
It was fine, D. I don't know why you're playing with it.
I didn't change it. I was just seeing if I needed to monitor it. I'll monitor it.
Are you okay? Are
I'm
we good?
okay.
Can we start now?
I'm just a little sleepy.
What? Okay. Again,
I
what
have
are
a
you
pimple
supposed
in my eyebrow.
Korpsx has a reason to be sleepy. This man does manual labor. You sit in front of a computer all day.
Yeah, bro. But then I have to use my mind to.
And you only talked to 12
people.
people today. You talked to 12.
That is true.
Can you guys see my watch cam?
Oh, bro, I have that too.
I don't know if you can see my. Why do I look so yellow?
I had to take off my watch. That's how much I use it. Do I have?
I look really yellow on my.
You can see mine.
It's the jaundice.
Oh yeah, I got something to tell you. I'm dying from jaundice.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome back to another episode of the Usual Tuesday podcast. I am here with my lovely co-hosts, Korpsx from Korpsx Collection and Zero from Macadamia Nut.
Yeah, the main chan.
I don't know about all that.
The description.
I don't know about that one, dog.
Video dropping 2027 main channel.
Oh, actually, I have a bone to pick with you, D.
What up?
Why the fuck?
Pick my bone. Okay.
Is there a live? Why did you do a live stream last week or over the weekend? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first 5 minutes of the stream, I was looking at a chair.
No, you're you're over exaggerating to the moon. I was there.
Okay, maybe for the first 3 minutes I was looking.
Minute I was there.
No. You want to bet? You want to bet that it was not the first minute?
I'll check. Hold on. I know it was not that long at all. Chat.
It was at least 3 minutes.
I'm looking at
I kept having to go like this and fast forward until you sat down.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. I'm looking at it. 6 seconds, 12 seconds, 17. Wait, 49 seconds, I'm in the chair.
No shot.
I'm literally looking at it. 49
seconds. Is that the same video where you're yelling like chat?
Yeah,
Chat!
the stream I
49
did
seconds?
4 days ago. That
It felt like 4 fucking minutes.
That was 50 seconds.
So my question, okay, so I guess my
Nice.
question to you is, why start a stream with just your chair there?
To build up hype, the anticipation. Imagine like, oh
Why
my god,
not?
when is he coming, bro?
Is that how that works?
What if it was just like my chair? What if I just made a live stream that was like, come watch my chair?
You'd probably get no views.
I'd probably get so many viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'd probably be like, oh my god, bro, I'm gonna leave for the day, and just be like, live, watch my chair. That would be amazing. And I'm just gonna have this is just gonna be the chair.
People
would
have
cry
those
laughing.
lives where
See?
they're recording
Nelly
while
would
they
love it.
sleep.
Yeah, but they're sleeping. At least
Thank
they're
you,
watching something. Like people move in their sleep, people talk in their sleep.
Somebody
They're allowed-
sleep. Why can't they just watch my chair? Then what's the difference?
because nothing's gonna change about your chair. Something changes while you sleep. You move when you sleep. And most of those people that do the sleeping things, they have like donos where it fucking like screams the N-word or something to
Or
wake
they
them up.
got mega cake. And everybody in the chat's just like, please, just like titty slip. or
Move the
something,
blanket.
please.
Yeah.
Oh, mega cake. I thought that was like some streamer term like that I wasn't familiar with.
No, they just got mad.
She just got yamage.
Hi, Nelly.
Diaper.
Okay, well, I guess that leads to something that I was gonna say because men would watch women take a piss, like if they could, I guess, right?
Bro, I don't know about all that. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I guess some
no,
guys
no.
would, but
Some yes, some will. Some will.
Yeah, I'm not saying you guys. Jesus,
some guys
fucking
would like
Christ.
lick toe jam between, elephant trunks, though. It's not. Men are just, bro. We're just not classy, bro.
They smell their schmegma.
No,
fucked up.
we're just animalistic. That's all.
No, it's fucked up. We don't have any class. It's sad.
Speak
Oh,
for
don't-
yourself.
wait, yeah, don't
we
include
have,
me.
we as individuals, us three have class. I'm just saying, as like a species.
Fuck,
it's
yeah, I didn't
kinda
know
like-
Zero spoke French. Who would have
Yeah,
thought?
we.
We.
We-
Have you guys seen that video of the dude talking about how he catches his shit?
Yeah, you sent me that.
I think I sent it to you. Did I send it to you, Corpse?
How he catches his shit.
All right. So
Oh, like how he catches it in his hand or some shit.
yeah. Have you seen that shit,
No, it's fucked
Yeah.
up.
bro? Do you think
I
that
think you
man
did
is
say that.
like? Do you think that man is trolling, or do you think he's being like dead serious?
Yeah,
No,
it's because-
I could see him being dead serious.
No shot. There's no way in hell.
Yeah, I don't think that's. Yeah,
There's
how
no
then?
shot.
Why would there be a toilet in the first place? Like you would just throw your shit into a trash can, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the toilet is specifically designed for your ass.
Well, I don't know because it blew my mind when I came to, like when I was living in Cali and I realized some households don't flush toilet paper.
Some don't, and you know who's the majority of the ones that don't? Mexican and Filipino
Yes.
households.
Yes, definitely Mexican households. I noticed that.
You know why they don't do that?
why?
Because it clogs the toilet, Bubba.
It doesn't.
It does.
You
Anytime
know-
that your toilet has been clogged, it's definitely not just because of your shit.
I don't know. No, actually, that's not true. I've been known to take some mad shits.
Majority of any clogged pipe I've ever had in any home was due to feminine products.
That too.
I can see that.
Well, you're not supposed to flush.
You're
any
not
of
supposed
those.
to flush those.
Well, some girls believe that you should flush tampons.
That's crazy. I've never worn or.
Wait, are
seen a
tampons
tampon.
flushable?
No.
They think some girls believe that they are, but they're really not.
I
Oh,
always
are they
throw mine
like-
in the toilet.
Yeah.
no,
Right here.
Fucking corpse's face. Would you?
the fucking bed cushion ones, yeah, put those in the trash can. But the
This
other
man
ones,
said the pillow tops.
Kelly said no.
No, bro, but I
Look,
definitely like had one toilet paper in there, one little wipe toilet paper. Well, maybe not one. There's a couple, enough to get the job done. But it wasn't like a stupid amount of toilet paper that I flushed down the toilet and it got clogged. It was just purely.
Are you telling me that you're taking massive shits
I have
like
in the
like,
past,
like this round?
bro? They hurt coming out.
There's no shot you're taking a shit that fucking wide.
Maybe not.
Listen,
that
bro,
wide.
I've taken shits where I had to take off all of my clothes because like I was fighting for
They
my
damn
life.
near flew out of off of my body.
Wait, did we have the discussion if you put your pants on your around your knees or your ankles?
I feel
It
like you're
depends
just
how
wrong
deep
with
I'm in
this
it,
thing.
dude.
Oh, no.
Depends how freaky I'm trying to get.
You gotta put them all the way to your toes, bro.
No, there's no shot.
You let them hit the floor.
Public restroom, no, they're not touching the floor.
You let them hit the floor, bro. I'm sorry.
At the crib, yeah, no,
At the
I'm
crib.
dropping them bitches.
Wait, no, but there's no shot that you're not putting them on your ankles.
Mm-mm.
At home?
I don't put them on my ankles anywhere.
Anytime. You're supposed to put them on your ankles, bro. You're too restricted if they're on your knees. That's crazy.
Restricted how? Like
You're
I don't
just, like, in a
understand.
straitjacket.
If you
You
open
can't
your legs,
expand.
if you sit with your legs together or sit with your legs like this, it does no difference to how easy this shit comes out.
It's up
Yeah,
or
I
down.
just- I
It's
just
up if your
feel-
feet are raised or if they're laying flat on the floor. If they're raised a little
Exactly.
bit, it's supposed to help.
Your knees being open or not has no
I'm not
difference
saying
in how the
no,
shit
I'm
comes
not,
out.
I'm not saying it does. I'm not saying it changes how you shit.
You're just
I'm
saying you're
saying it's
constricted.
you just feel constricted.
I,
You just
I think
feel
it
like you
changes
can't
the
move.
smear of shit on my
The
ass cheeks.
smear is crazy to say.
I think
The
that-
shit
Schmear
comes-
is if you're standing up, bro. Schmear is if you're standing up.
Schmear is
I,
wild.
well, my
Schmear's
my
like when
balls
you're-
are too big, bro. I can't have my legs closed and shit at the same time. They
Jesus.
all over the back of them.
Schmear's
You
like
put
if
your
you
balls in the toilet.
A smear.
Schmear's when you're about to wipe and you stand up.
Schmear.
Nobody should be doing that.
Schmear is crazy. Yeah, if you standing up and you're fucking, and it's like you're doing a cheese pull, you fucked up.
Cheese pull is fucking disgusting. That's fucked up.
Schmear.
My God, a cheese pull is nuts.
That's crazy. As
Milo.
fuck.
That's so fucked up.
No. Yeah, cheese pull is crazy. My bad. That was funny.
Cheese
Um,
pull is crazy.
Well, I was gonna ask you guys.
Yo,
something.
are you excited? Elden Ring, right? The DLC coming in July or this month?
Let me show you something, baby boy.
I knew that was gonna
Look
get you hyped.
Look what I was just looking at right now. I don't know if you can see it, but pre-order for Elden Ring.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you can see the price on there.
No, what is it?
Nope.
It's too blown out.
$249.99 for everything.
That's so much money. $200?
For everything, though, you get a 40-page lookbook. You get a fucking statue of the new
Oh, that's cool.
protagonist.
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
the 30-hour soundtrack. You get the game. You get a gesture that's only able to get if you pre-order. Let me tell you something, man. When it comes to video games, I've been known to spend quite a bit of money.
That's a
You
lot of
asked me,
cheddar.
I don't even know. I've definitely spent well close to $2,000 on Fortnite, and I've definitely spent over $1,500 on Apex Legends.
Damn. On Fortnite, I want to say I spent a couple $100. Not all at once, obviously, but like definitely at least 200 at least.
Well, if you think about just the battle passes alone, those are $10
Yeah, $10
every
each.
single little season.
That's
And
at
how many
least-
seasons?
At least 50, 60, 70 bucks, something like that. That I bought the battle pass. And
Corpse,
then-
you're just not a video game player?
No, not really. No. 2K and stuff. Like I was always into playing 2K and like I really like or like even like the old boxing games because you can do like
Mm,
the development of your character. You know,
mm.
like, there's like this long development and you work out these skills and blah blah blah. I was just never into the point and shoot guerrilla
Sounds like
warfare.
Elden Ring. Elden Ring is fucking building up
Don't
your
do it,
character,
Corpse.
baby.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No,
Do it.
I'm
It'll
good.
change your fucking life.
You'll
Wait,
get
what
robbed.
was going to be your question about Elden Ring?
No, I was just gonna say how excited you are.
I'm taking the day off to play the game.
Wait, when does it come out? 16th? When is it?
21st.
Happy early Father's Day to you too, because I'm not. Oh wait, it's not next week. Fuck, I keep getting it. Fuck. Wait, no,
It's this weekend.
It's this weekend. Happy early
Mhm.
Father's Day to you too.
Hey, thanks, dog.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you going to get us?
I'll send y'all a spicy photo. Just
Nice.
y'all. Okay.
Okay. I'm
Nice.
with it.
Soapy titty pics for everybody.
Now we're
Hell yeah.
cooking.
Soapy titty pics is what I'm into, baby. Let's
Now we're
go.
cooking.
Yeah, I'm taking the whole day off, bro. The 21st, I will be using all my vacation and sick time because the game will release Thursday night at 9 p.m. and I will be playing from 9 p.m. until the very next day.
Damn. Are you gonna stream it? Are you excited?
I am going to stream it. It'll be my first stream back in God knows how long.
In a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute. Are you gonna get back to like streaming regularly? I know you said you wanted to.
I would like to. I would like
to move out.
I don't even know if it's just moving out. Honestly, I'm waiting on. I'm gonna get new monitors.
That too. I know.
I'm actually getting monitors for Father's Day. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That'll be.
So
cool.
yeah. So I'm getting monitors, and then just gonna. I gotta figure out. This is not aesthetically pleasing. I mean, not that it really matters, I guess, it's just like based off of how it looked when I was live streaming before to how I'm to how it would look now. It's just not the same. But regardless, the Elden Ring playthrough I'm going to stream is more so for myself, just because I want to be able to go back and like watch all the shit. But the thing that sucks is, so there's an area in the actual game that you have to get to that's very difficult to get to. And you have to get to that part in order to enter the downloadable content, right? And I had beat the game on my regular. I have like 4 playthroughs of the game, and I had beat. It's going nuts. I have beat the game on my regular playthrough, but in the Dark Souls games, like those types of games, they have what's called New Game Plus, where once you beat the game, you can keep your same character and start the game over. I didn't realize that I started the fucking game over. Bro. So now I have to get back to that spot before the 21st.
Damn.
So I've been grinding a little bit to try and get back there so I can be there on the day so I can stream and shit. Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited, man. This is one of the most like I haven't been this excited for a video game since this game came out 2 years ago.
That's cool. That's cool. That's exciting then. It's exciting to see you. And also kind of a good thing, I'd imagine, that you get to like replay in like kind of a real way the game, so that way you're all, you have like a refresh on everything.
Yes. Absolutely. Cool. I'm so excited. Oh, actually, have you listened to any new music?
No, not recently.
I was about to send you an album today too, because I was like, oh, he's probably through the list already.
I listened to LP. What is it called?
Marshall Mathers LP.
Marshall Mathers LP. That one
you had already listened to it by the last stream, so that doesn't count.
I know. I'm just saying. I listened to that one, and then I haven't listened to literally anything new.
Shame.
What I was trying to get through was that podcast that you guys were talking about with. What the hell?
Oh, Terrence Howard. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've been watching it, and it's hard to get through because, I feel like a lot of the shit he's saying is such bullshit. But I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt and be like, open-minded, and not just be like, just write it off or whatever.
Isn't it one of those things that could be so crazy that it's true?
I don't know if I believe stuff like that are like so crazy that it could be true. I just don't know if I.
What about it?
Just like. If it makes no sense to me that all the scientists are wrong and him and obviously there's a few people that he references, I don't remember their names, that have written books and that have the science to back it up. I think a lot of the times you have to look at like what has been built up, and like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make any sense to have this whole infrastructure built on an idea and mathematics that are built on gravity, laws of physics, and industries, and where we rely on this math and this science to be able to send rockets up into space, that we, develop cures for, the elements and how they compound and how they mix and how they affect each other. We have like doctors and we have medicine and we have a lot of different pillars of like different industries that all feed off of each other. And how are they all wrong? But this one dude and a couple of scientists have a drastically different opinion on how everything is supposed to work and how everything, I guess, should flow with each other because of that whole periodic flow chart.
Well, it's for capital gain first and foremost.
Well, hold on, because I really want to unpack this. I really want to walk through this one
really quick. because I don't want it to go too far. Nelly says, "Happy Father's Day to you too,
Thank you, Nelly.
both of you."
If something was predicated on a mishap, right, then
Mhm.
everything that follows it is also slightly misconstrued, right?
Mhm.
If I was to set the cornerstone of a house off level and out of line, then everything in that whole house will be slightly offline, right?
Mhm.
And so gravity, right? Because I have an issue with gravity. There's an issue that I'm trying to wrap my brain around with it, and he kind of spoke to it a little bit, where gravity is proposed as this law of the
Mhm.
universe,
Mhm.
but there's places, and we can Google it. It's fucking Googleable, where gravity doesn't quite apply on Earth.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with these places, and in no regard am I an expert. But it just sounds far fetched to me. Too far fetched where it's like, all right, bro. Like,
Well, the vibration
good
portion
game.
of it is definitely not far fetched.
I haven't gotten to that part exactly, but maybe
We
I
just
have.
talked
What do you
about
mean?
it when he's talking about the how the periodic
Oh,
table is
periodic.
not a table. It's a wavelength,
It's a wave function.
Because
and he
sometimes
talks.
when he talks about that, to me, he's saying like a whole lot of nothing. To me, it sounds like he's saying. Now, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. To me, it sounds like he's saying that there's, depending on the frequency or the, not gravity, I guess technically, but he says frequency a lot. Depending on the frequency of an element, it could be a different thing and still be that thing. So we'll take boron or whatever. I think he said that as an element. Under certain pressures and vibrations, it would act differently, but it would be the same thing, which is like, to me, it's like it doesn't really make any sense. Then you're just like talking about the name of something.
Well,
In
think
my
about
head.
this: if you had an element
Mm-hmm.
that garnered a certain reaction, and if you said, "Okay, I can take this element and put it inside of a room and play a frequency, play a sound that would garner a certain reaction." Oh, I'm getting a phone call. My bad. Um, but
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't. Well, I didn't even hear it.
oh, sorry. But you you then you gotta ask, okay, if all these things are on frequencies, then what kind of frequencies can we put in the air to gather certain reactions?
Mm-hmm.
What could we introduce to our environments? That's why his example with water, if you want to break down water into its separate parts, you can introduce a certain frequency and it'll do exactly that. And you could break down water. So if you can break down water based off of a frequency, that means you can put it back together again based off of a certain frequency. Because everything has an
Okay.
opposite but equal reaction. That's what he's talking to. That's what
Mhm.
he's speaking.
I
That's
just
what he's
don't.
speaking towards.
I don't know where. Even if that were to be true, I don't think that negates. Well, one
Well,
gravity.
it is true. It is true first and foremost that everything does have a frequency.
Sure,
That-
but if the I'm speaking in terms of like if like atomically, structurally, you can break apart a molecule into its individual atoms based on a frequency that you can play. I don't know what like if that necessarily disproves any sort of gravity, or if I'm or
I think those are two
but
separate
also two separate
cases.
portions.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it doesn't speak to anything in terms of like what exactly it does then, because also a molecule and atomic structures are different, right? So but like a boron as an element is, isn't it like atomically its own thing, but a molecule is a combination of elements of an it's a hydrogen and oxygen together. But like let's say like lead has its own atomic structure and it doesn't necessarily have a binding to anything until you make it like an alloy, I guess, like a mixture of something. So you can like separate that unless you're talking about like an atomic bomb, which is what like splits the atom. But like I don't know if there's like a frequency that would change the property. I've just never seen anything like that. Maybe it's there, and I just
Wait,
never
but how are
seen
you
it.
changing the property of something?
The property in terms of like how it behaves. That's what he talks about a lot. Is like you can play a certain frequency and it changes the behavior of a certain element and how it behaves, but it's still the thing itself. So on a different planet, under different pressures and different vibrations, it's a different thing itself, but it's the same. It's still boron or lead or whatever element you want to pick. It's still the thing, like oxygen. That's how in different planets, I guess, in different frequencies or different pressures, there's liquid oxygen or something like that, or liquid nitrogen exists. You know what I mean? Although nitrogen is typically just like some sort of
Liquid?
gas, like in our ecosystem. Naturally, it's a natural gas.
I'd probably have to go back and listen to it one more time to try and like make it make more sense to you. But vibration definitely plays a huge part in everything, and in frequencies.
I guess I'm not like arguing the fact that it's not true or can't happen, because I'm sure that could happen, because that's what liquid nitrogen is. You're able to convert the element itself or whatever you're talking about into a different state of matter, and it can have different behavioral, like, you know, it behaves differently, but it's also the same thing. That was like a whole lot of nothing to me. Like I didn't really get the whole point of that, because it seems like we already know that there's like the elements can play into different properties. Like it can have different properties and be the same thing. So I didn't really get why he was even
I think the one thing, because I listened to it twice. First time, I was barely like understanding what was happening. And so the second time I listened, I was kind of like taking it as if there was just so much like stuff that he said, you know, and a lot of it I didn't understand, you know. And so I just felt like as if there needs to be a conversation around the conventional science, and let's talk about what we really know to be true these days, right? Because there's a lot of stuff I think he said that was once we would have once claimed to be science fiction that I think we all know now to be true, right? Like gravitational propulsion systems. I think everyone can kind of be like, yeah, those are real, like, you know. But 40 years ago, they would have been like, oh, that's science fiction, that's sci-fi, blah 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 blah. But now
Oh yeah,
you
and
have
they show the video too, right? I didn't watch the podcast; I listened to it, so that part I didn't get to see.
Like creating Saturn. Is that what you mean?
No, the gravitational propulsion that he shows a
I just
video of
listened to it. I can't
flight.
remember.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask you what the video looked like because I didn't watch it.
I don't even know what that, because there's theoretical ships I've heard that in theory these ships would be able to travel faster than light because they technically break no laws of physics. You're not traveling anywhere. You're just breaking down space and time technically. Unless it's something
So
else.
he said something about decoupling, and it'll change the way that you can travel right through space and time. And I was always curious about that, right? Because I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this. Like in science, they teach you that, you know, everything has an equal but opposite, right? That's one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Two, that gravity is a larger body acting upon a smaller body at a certain rate, and for that thing to be in an orbit or at a certain distance, then that means it's escaping that orbit at a same rate that the orbit is, or gravity is pulling it towards it, right? Like that's how Earth stays in orbit. We're flying away from it at the same rate that we're getting pulled towards it, so that's why we stay in a certain,
more like in a good spot. Yeah,
that's why we're not getting sucked into the middle of the Earth right now, you know, because our body pushing against the Earth is at the same rate, right? Like that's why we don't sink into the floor. So if we know that to be true, if that's true fucking fact, then like why can't you manipulate that? Right? And that's where he was saying, like, talking about like decoupling from this thing of gravity and you can travel. It's like, well, yeah, well, I'm already moving towards Earth at a certain rate, but I'm also moving away from it at a certain rate. So what if I just focus on the moving away from it at a certain rate? And that's where this whole thing of like gravitational propulsion systems kind of like makes sense to me. It's like, oh yeah, you're just fucking with gravity. Like this thing that people claim to be this 100% true law of the universe, which I don't think is anymore. And I think scientists need to have a discussion about that.
Also, though, if what he says is true about, from what I got, it sounded like he had more of a description of gravity being a side effect of, was it electrical energy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and magnetism.
That were true, we can mess with magnetic fields, and we could mess with. I mean, we've manipulated electrical, currents, and we are able to, we know what's conductive and not conductive. Wouldn't we be able to at least mess with gravity in a much heavier way, especially if it's more magnetic field than some sort of other, elemental like a gravity standalone that isn't necessarily tied to an electrical or magnetic components.
Well, that's what he's saying, and that's why he's trying. That's what he's trying to prove.
But I'm
people.
saying, like, wouldn't like really, really strong magnets be able to, without any additional magnets, be able to like propel you anywhere?
Yeah, honestly,
that's what it sounds like.
But remove the idea, suspend gravity, right? Suspend gravity. If you say, okay, my body isn't repulsing this object, and this object isn't attracting me nor repulsing me, then you can just move freely. Like travel becomes instantaneous because there's no outside force acting against me, right? So me getting to it, I can move to it as fast as I can move away from it because that body's also not acting on me. The only force moving is me. That's it. There's no other outside force. And I think Terrence Howard was trying to say that gravity itself is its own independent body that you can move outside of, that you can move completely free from, and which is fucking crazy, and it's hard for me to wrap my brain around. It's because I smoke a lot of weed, like, you know what I mean? And so trying to think of these.
Well, the other shit that he was talking about, right, is like you were saying earlier, Korpsx, is that if you're misaligned in one section, then you're misaligned everywhere, right? And that's basically what his standpoint on the mathematical equations that he's talking about and the introduction of zero is what kind of fucked everything up mathematically.
But I think there's still pushback to the, like, if the foundation is fucked, then everything after is fucked. Because historically, we've had wrong schematics on the basis of what we're learning and teaching others. And then later down the line, you see people who say, it's not true and have, proof to back it up. The first thing in mind is like the earth is flat. Obviously we thought that because our maps were flat, everything in terms of our travel.
I don't know, dog.
No, but in terms of our travel, it was all flat. The boats that we didn't have planes at the time, we didn't have rockets. We didn't have the ability to send stuff up to space, so everything in our like purview was flat. So our maps were flat and we didn't think anything else. But then we got a little bit more advanced. We got telescopes, we got space travel, we have planes, and we realized, oh shit, this thing got a little bit of a curve to it.
And propaganda.
And all of a sudden, the world is a ball, a sphere.
Yeah, but that's because the house that was misaligned got reconstructed. So there can be a reconstruction portion of it, right? And that's what Terrence is trying to say, is that the way that I'm explaining it to you is how it needs to be reconstructed. I mean, the mathematical equation of everything that he's trying to, like, what he explains mathematically makes, like, it makes sense that it doesn't make sense.
But it makes sense only in so much that, like, all of the figures are the same. They all go to the same answer. He's just saying that the equation we're using is wrong, basically.
So therefore, it does not equal.
Reconstruction of Saturn under the electrical magnetic forces versus gravitational forces is exactly the same. It I don't know if exactly the same, but it reconstructs Saturn insofar as that that program that he was describing or showed on the podcast.
Well, yeah, with the elimination of dark matter, though.
Yeah, but if all of the things that you could point to lead to the same answer as the thing we already have, like you're not proving anything else.
Well, no, he's proving the construction of it, eliminating a false construction of it.
But if all of our current structures indicate that, or not even indicate, if all of our constructions with gravity included are all coming up with the same answers, like how can you say they're wrong? You know what I mean? If all of yours are also coming to the same conclusion.
Because you have to create law inside of the order of the chaos that we find inside the universe, right? Because I understand what you're saying, but when you put it like, let's put it mathematically, right? 5 plus 5 equals 10, right? That's fine. That's true. That's a law, right? But we could also say, 1 plus 6 equals 10, right? The equation is wrong. The answer is right. Yeah, the answer is right. But the left side of the equation mark is incorrect, right? So we have to make it universal and we have to make it law. And whether he's making it out of one area versus another, I think what I see from it is like, okay, we've yielded a certain result using his methods, right? But then again, we've only seen up to a certain point, right? Like if we could spin the clock and let it go billions of years, would one be in better shape than the other due to these equations? Like, you know what I mean? Or due to these synapses that this dude has? Like, that's what I wonder. But yeah, I can see where it's like, fuck it. One part is busted, but we still got the same result. So like,
it's not even busted, it sounds like, because from what I'm gathering, it sounds like he's saying that we're misunderstanding that electrical and magnetic forces are more present than we realize, and our gravity that we call gravity are just the after effects of those forces. In my head, it's like 10 or 5 plus 5 equals 10, but gravity is more like 5 times 2. Like it's kind of the, you know what I mean? Like it's the same thing, just different variables. And if you were to use, now obviously I don't know the math at all, but if you were to use the equations for that from what he sounds like he's describing as an after effect of what his main elements are, what his main forces are against us, like electricity and magnetic fields, it sounds like you're just describing gravity as an after effect instead of like the main stage, what keeps us to the earth and what affects big bodies of rock in space. You know what I mean?
It's hard to wrap my brain. Like the whole pod is just hard to wrap my brain around.
I'm still not.
What about what about his theory that the sun spits out planets?
That one I don't know.
I mean, he has a point with the pace of the movement of the Earth, though. Like, if the Earth does move 0.6 inches a year, right? At some point, the Earth will be far enough from the sun to no longer be in the gravitational pull, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess eventually, yeah.
And then there will be something to replace, which is what he's saying, that this has happened before. What we have has happened before.
He's basically saying Mercury, right, is going to be...
Well, yeah, he's saying at some point, something else will be here and have life how we have with humanoids and everything, because it'll be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that point in the podcast. I don't think the sun spits out planets. I think it's counter.
But do you think that something else could take our place as a planet and then grow what we have?
I don't think so. I think there are planets like us that have humanoid or intelligence, not in our solar system, but I think they exist. But I think we have an incredibly special, combination of elements and bacteria that allowed us to evolve the way we did.
I mean, I don't know. I don't remember who it was on Rogan's podcast, but one time somebody said that the universe is so big
Mm-hmm.
that it is very probable that there is someone somewhere out there that looks just like us that is doing the same exact thing at the same exact time as us right this minute. That's how big the universe is.
I agree with that. It's probably probable.
That's a fucking scary ass thought.
Bro, you gotta think, like, just look up the numbers of how many podcasts got started between 2020 and 2024, and the number's astounding, right?
Yeah.
And that number is astronomically small compared to the number of planets that are neighboring a sun in a solar system like ours inside the universe. The universe, which is still expanding, So the likelihood that somewhere in the corner of this universe, that there's somebody sitting in a chair with their shirt off doing a podcast with their pals, just like I am, like, pretty sure that's high.
Well, if that's a thought, like if there's a thought that you want to keep you up at night, because it's definitely something that's kept me up plenty of times, is exactly what you just said. The universe is expanding. The universe is still growing at a rapid rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck is it growing into?
I think about that a lot.
Isn't that like the egg theory? I think there's it's like an egg that just keeps growing.
Yeah, but what is it growing into? Like, what is there? Like, that is
like
true nothing.
The boundary.
Yeah, what is at the perimeter of?
Yeah, for it to grow, there's another layer of space. That means because just
no, but it's nothing. There's nothing. It's
allegedly,
right?
Allegedly.
What do you think?
Allegedly,
you take a ship, right? And it takes almost your whole life, but you get to the edge of space I don't even think you can get there actually, because I think it's growing faster than you can ever travel there.
Yes.
Oh shit.
But say you could theoretically.
In theory, you can travel as fast or
to the edge of the universe.
Expansion of the space. Damn, what would you find, bro?
You'd find somebody just like this.
There's another layer. I'm telling you, there's another layer, bro. There's another layer. There is.
There's a guy there like, turn back, go back.
Yeah. No, he has a slow sign, and then he's like letting other ships pass by, and then he go. No, but bro,
you transcend.
The crazy, like, that thought alone has gotten me through. Like, it's okay not to know everything.
Yeah, bro. It is crazy. Like, we trip about like, oh, my taxes, but like we're so fucking small. It's
Your taxes don't mean shit.
Yeah, bro. You can never pay the IRS, and it would not just never mean anything.
Well, you'd go to jail.
I mean, no, don't say that. Yeah, don't do that. But I just mean, like, in the grand scheme, if everybody in the fucking planet got disintegrated, it wouldn't matter. Like, in the grand
what's the IRS gonna do? He never fucking paid me.
In the grand scheme of the universe, it's like, yeah. In the grand scheme of like everything, it's like, yeah, bro. Like, your planet died. Like, wah, I guess. I don't know. There's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, go find a new one to live on.
Yeah, bro, for real. Like, that's crazy big.
I do think, though, that, I mean, it's possible for us to drift in another hunk of rock, because I did a little bit of research, and I also realized that there's dwarf planets inside of our solar system.
Pluto?
That they don't really talk about. No, like, even more inside. Like
JR, like, what is it, J22 or some
like
shit?
Planet X.
There's a couple other ones.
Well, I guess there's ones that are like even like close to us, like close kind of in our orbit.
Jupiter? Like Jupiter area?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, like the inner rings, and so I don't doubt that they could potentially grow in size. I just don't know how those things behave cosmically, but even then, if we were to adrift, I don't see why another planet couldn't take our place and potentially have some kind of life there. But I am kind of on Damo's side where I'm like, I do think us as humans have a very peculiar experience here because like the doubling of the human brain and this and that and
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this because of your biblical studies and the conversation that we're having with the universe being so vast and there may be other humanoids and this, that, and the other, right? Like as somebody who studies biblical word, does that mean that God created that as well?
yes. Because nowhere in scripture do I see that he said that this was the one and only planet that he ever created.
I agree with that.
I was just asking. I don't agree or disagree. Yeah. I was just curious on how somebody from that stance would take that. You know what I mean? Like if you know that like there is undenying proof that there is life somewhere else out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's impossible for there not to be. I'm not saying like humans like us. I mean, it's very probable that that is the case, but yeah, I'm just at like, do you think that means God created that too?
Yeah, well, in scripture, he even says that he knows all the stars by name. And so to me, it's like, damn, you know them by name. So not only, and let's say he knew our human curiosities were going to put us in a position to where we would study those things. It's like you already knew their name. We discovered their name later. So all these things that we discover about these things you already knew about then, right? Like, huh. So then I read it again and it's just like it never said that we were the only planet ever created. Like the only one. Like never did he say that. So
Maybe it's a race, bro. Maybe it's a race. Maybe he dropped off his word at all these different humanoid planets, and he's like, "Yo, first one to figure it out wins, dog."
maybe there's a god planet. Like, you know, there's in scripture there's a lot of different prophets, you know, Abraham himself, like, you know, he was this huge figure and had a very close relationship with God. So did Moses, so did Elijah. Like, you know what I mean? And so maybe there's a whole planet filled with people that God is just like mad cool with. Like, you know what I mean? Just like OD cool with it. And he's just like, hey, dog, like, look, check it out. This thing can make you fly real fast. And I'm going to give you some directions to go. And you're going to go check up on these people from time to time. And that's your job. And then
You know who didn't get invited to the party? Eve.
Lucy. Oh.
Yeah, no.
Stupid bitch.
Damn.
We gotta go and ruin everything, dog.
Well, you know what? We were supposed to be looking after her, so I accept some of that blame.
Yep. True. And
So it's a man's job to keep a lookout for the woman.
And
Yeah.
low key, it was low key. That was our
Still
job.
is.
It
It still is.
What if
They won't let us, feminism.
What is one question if you guys could ask God or your version of God, whatever, the universe, whatever. If you can ask one question, it could be any question. What would it be?
Am I alive or am I dead?
You're alive. You get to bring this knowledge back. What are the lottery ticket numbers?
Low key. No.
Nah, Loki, huh?
It has to be a question, right?
Has
Like
to
it's
be
not
a
a wish,
question.
it's a question.
Nope, it's a question.
What would make them change?
That's a good one. I was thinking something along those lines as well. Like how can we revert? Like how do we
Go on the right path.
yeah, like or what would bring peace? Something along those lines. Because bro, actually, now that what would you ask, D, real quick before I go on this fucking tangent because I'm about to fucking go crazy.
Damn, y'all went like real good with it though. Like y'all had like world helping.
But we're also fathers.
questions.
You have to understand we're also fathers. We want to create a beautiful world for our children.
I do too, bro. I don't like seeing people suffer.
No, you do.
At a different rate, though.
I do.
It's at a different
Communist.
rate. Because
Yeah.
we no longer think about ourselves. See how you just said, I don't want to see people suffer?
No, I don't. Wait, how's that not? How's that thinking of myself? I don't want to see anybody suffer,
Correct, but I don't want my son to watch other people suffer.
but I don't want to see. I don't want to. Not that I don't want to see. I just don't want anybody to suffer
Okay, that's
or
fair.
suffer as little as they can. That'd
Okay,
be
what
nice.
would you ask?
You're a communist.
You
Yeah,
communist fucking
suffering to
fascist
everybody
pig.
across the board. I have no idea. Yeah, I guess like well, if we're gonna go all humane about it, not the lottery numbers, I guess.
Well, why would he give you the lottery numbers when gambling's a sin, brother?
It's not a gamble if I fucking win. If I know I'm gonna win,
What is that,
brother.
brother? What is that, brother?
What if
Is
you
it,
said
brother?
that? I'd be like,
Gambling
Oh,
your
brother.
numbers,
nah,
brother.
man.
Yeah, gambling the numbers, no bueno.
Brother.
No, but
You
I'm
gave
like, damn.
Jesus a fucking Mexican accent.
Damn, you don't speak only Spanish?
Only, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, the
corn
other
or flour?
yeah, I guess like how to bring peace. That'd be nice. Yeah, I guess I would just ask like, what can I do to help? Like, if I could make the most amount of change within my lifetime, what would that look like?
You'd be like, hey, give me all the money in the world, I could change a lot of people's lives.
I could change.
That's
the
why,
world
like I'm
in a
saying, bro, I
big
should
way.
win the lottery. I would create so many jobs. It's not like I'm gonna be malicious about it. I'm not gonna be out here fucking doing coke and shit like that. Like I'm trying to, I deserve to win the lottery.
Based, okay.
Okay, look, I saw this video. This is what when I'm talking about like humanity at where the fuck it's at right now, bro. I saw this video, this cop camera footage video, right? Of this girl that got pulled over. And she was driving down the wrong side of the street. It's like she was
Damn.
going the wrong way. So she got pulled over for suspected DUI, right? That seems pretty damn fair to me, don't you think?
Going the wrong way.
Driving down the wrong way on the street, it's the middle of the night, cop pulls you over, wants to see what's going on. So I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Mila. So they're about to go through the field sobriety portion of it. And she's talking about how she's mentally unstable because she has generational trauma and PTSD. And the cop goes, okay, well, we can get past all that. Is there any physical, do you have any physical injuries that would prevent you from doing this? And she said, my mental health. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then she said, you don't understand my generational trauma against white men and police officers like you. And I was like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? First and foremost, right?
Okay.
She fails the sobriety test,
Damn.
blames it on her PTSD from her generational trauma, and then refuses to go to jail. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm missing a huge part. I keep calling her she. I apologize for misgendering her. She's
Him.
non-binary.
Oh,
They are non-binary. My apologies.
they are non-binary.
And the cop keeps saying ma'am to her. Respectfully.
Them.
Very respectful.
You fucking
And-
bigot.
Yeah.
And that person was
that
person was like, fuck it, she's a she. And she was like, stop calling me ma'am. You're making me go through PTSD because of this. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'll do my best not to. And then he does it again, like later on. And he's like, she's like, you're making me so unstable. Like, and starts like walling out, bro.
Yeah, but like she's low key, like she's drunk as well. Although like it's ridiculous all over. But
We don't even know if she's actually drunk or not, though.
Well,
you know what I mean?
failed
Like,
her
It's her.
sobriety,
It's her
right?
PTSD.
yeah, but I don't think she failed because of a DUI. I think she failed because she's using this shit as
She's
an
tripping?
excuse. Like she's using it
No.
as an excuse.
Bro, you know what I can't. You know
No,
what just
sorry, nice
sucks is
shot.
they say PTSD. Like oh yeah, PTSD. Like the dudes who like fought in Iraq. Like who like got shot at. Oh yeah, PTSD like them. PTSD like dudes who got blown the fuck up.
or
Well,
watch people get blown the
To
fuck
be-
up.
Yeah, I was gonna say to be
PTSD
fair,
for
From
sure.
what I
We're not
understand,
doing, to be fair, bullshit on this
no,
generational trauma
no.
bullshit.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. PTSD isn't necessarily. I know you're not saying this, but PTSD isn't necessarily indicative of like armed forces. It's not like
No,
something
it's of traumatic events.
Of
Like
traumatic
traumatic.
Yes.
To
Bro.
you.
Wait, but the threshold of trauma could be different to different people. I'm not saying everybody has PTSD and everybody should be able to say like, oh, PTSD. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is the level of intensity. Obviously, somebody could watch somebody get blown the fuck up and not experience that. It's probably so rare. And then on the other hand, you could watch, somebody get beat up, somebody you love get beat up, you yourself get beat up, you beat somebody else up, whatever it may be, and you have PTSD.
Generational trauma. Okay, let me just say this.
Wait, you came in with that.
We have an indigenous person on the pod, right?
Yes.
Whose father served very highly in the rankings of the culture that he's a part of, right? The same culture that was taken over by fucking people that colonized this place.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think
Yeah.
ever in your life that you will ever hear Korpsx say that he has generational trauma?
Touch, you're doing all right, okay? You are privileged, okay? Look at your color of your skin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
Whoa. Okay. I like it. Let's
I'm
get
just fucking
steamy.
with y'all.
One,
I'm just
like
kidding.
generational trauma is fucking bullshit. Because I could say the same thing, right? Like my grandfather served in World War II. I have generational trauma because he got a Purple Heart. Like fuck you. What the fuck kind of shit is like? That's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because from what I understand generational trauma to be is that if I go through something and pass my trauma along to my child, now my child shares that trauma with me and can pass it on down to their child.
I understand it differently.
Okay, how do you understand it?
From what I understand is that something traumatic happens to me because now I'm maladapted to certain things because of this trauma. I'm coping with it in probably the best way I can, or maybe in a horrible way. I pass it down via other traumatic events to my child, and he doesn't or she doesn't cope with it well because I never taught them and they never learned, and they pass it down to their not necessarily my trauma, but just a form of trauma.
No,
Can you give me an example?
Said it perfect. Hold on, because I wanna trump this. I wanna bang this one home. Is I don't think people suffer from PTSD as much as I don't think people suffer from generational trauma. And Zero, you said it right now. Is that you have the blind teaching the blind when it comes to this shit. It's people who never learned how to regulate their emotions, who never learned how to cope, who never learned how to properly process their emotions. And then you have them raising children who also share similar traumatic experiences because it's life. It's not because this dude's wearing a badge. It's not because the dude is whatever fucking bald or saying mean words. It's not no trauma. It's not a trauma response, motherfucker. You just never learned how to process emotions and process when things are happening to you or happening to you because it's life. It's not a generational curse, motherfucker. It's nothing like that. It's you got to learn how to process because you go and do your inner child work with a fucking therapist. That's all you're doing. You're learning how to process the emotions that you felt and are feeling due to shit that's happened to you throughout your life. So
Facts.
people
and the people screaming out generational trauma and PTSD on all this shit and calling you a racist and telling you that you're unfair, guess who those people are? The kids that never got their ass whooped. That's all it fucking is, bro. I'm dead fucking serious. The most well-mannered kids, the fucking good kids. Look, because I heard this. I heard Charlie Kirk say this, and I'm not a big Charlie Kirk fan, but he said this shit, and I was like, this is fucking genius. And I'm not religious at all, right? Like I believe in a higher being, but I'm not religious. But this is what he said, bro. And
did you listen to this on the George Janko podcast?
I don't know whose podcast it was on, but it was a clip I saw.
Okay, keep going. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. He was on a podcast with somebody else.
Is it self-esteem versus what is it? Self-discipline or something like that?
No.
Okay, keep going. Never mind.
He says we need to put fear into our kids the fear of like doing wrong, so they understand what justice is, whether that be whatever the punishment style that you use. And I'm not telling you beat the shit out of your kid, Mila. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm not telling you beat the shit out of your kids, right? But if you need to give an ass whooping, give an ass whooping. If you need to put somebody on, restriction, put them on restriction. You need to take a car away, take the car away. You need to make sure that they go from school back to home and sit in their fucking room and read a book instead of watching TV or on their iPad or playing video games. Then you do that. And that way you teach justice. You teach putting the fear in kids, because if they can't fear their parents and respect their parents, then what happens when we're gone and they're gone and they go? They need to fear God, right? You should fear God and respect God. So if they can't even start in the household, then how is the rest of their life going to play off? You know what I mean? Because it's entitlement. That's where we're at in the world right now. That's why all these fucking kids that think they can do all this shit and use all these stupid fucking terms like fucking gaslight. Everything's gaslighting. Everything's fucking generational trauma. No, it's bullshit. You speak your truth. Also, like, sure, I get it. Speak your truth, but that's it's not the truth.
Well, but gaslighting,
it's your truth.
Gaslighting is, as much as we meme on it, gaslighting is an actual term to describe like an actual thing that happens. I feel like.
Yeah, but you can use that term for everything.
Oh no!
You can say that I'm gaslighting you right now.
You are
by telling you that gaslighting is bullshit. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think gaslighting.
Well, no, but like gaslighting
is. This is you disagreeing with me.
No. You just disagree. I'm not gaslighting you.
I know. I'm memeing on it. I'm memeing on it a little bit. Yeah, if you don't. Agree
no. I know you know that. But what I'm saying is that in today's society, what I'm doing to you, people could deem that as me gaslighting you. Yeah. When I'm not. I'm just disagreeing with you.
And they're making light of the term of people who actually gaslight, when like racist. When you start calling everyone racist, you make light of the term.
Everything.
Yeah. So like, so there is people who would say right now that Cisco was gaslighting you, bro. And it's like, no, that's not fucking gaslighting. That's not what that is. He just disagrees full, like, and you have to be careful with that type of shit. You know,
you're not saying that it doesn't exist. You're just saying that the way that everybody uses it is wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I agree with
just
that.
Like the way everybody uses the word racist, just like everybody uses the word fascist. It's like the thing that pisses me off is the entitlement, and then once somebody disagrees with you, you're immediately labeled as something else. Like and that's why all these fucking cuckoos that fucking believe in all this type of shit, that's why they're all together, because none of them want to tell them that they're fucking wrong. Like, that's the part that I don't understand. Like, you need somebody to come into your group. You need somebody to tell you how it is, or tell you differently, or tell you about yourself. Like, that's the only way that you manage to grow. You're going to stay in the same mindset if you're not like that. And it drives me fucking wild, bro, because then you come out with these kids who are entitled, and my kid got to live with these kids. You know what I mean? My kid's going to be the fucking somebody's going to call my kid the bully because he's going to tell somebody how it really is, or tell somebody they're wrong. And then he's going to be either labeled a bully or a racist or some fucking piece of shit, something like. And I got to be the person that tells my kid, like, son, you did nothing wrong. You spoke your mind. You're allowed to do that. You spoke out against, for something that you thought was right or wrong, and you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to disagree with what other people say. I fucking hate all these parents teaching their kids that they have to go with the fucking flow. Like, no, bro, like, go against the grain. You know what I mean? Stick out.
Yeah.
And I don't mean stick out by like dye your hair and fucking wear a tail. Like, stick out and tell people that that's fucking weird.
Well, don't you remember though, like spiky hair and dyed hair and big earrings, like, like gauges, like that was like rebel with a cause, like, you know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, I need to speak to your manager type shit.
Yeah, I had blonde tips. I had spiky hair with blonde tips when I was a kid.
Bro, the spike taper homie with the 00 fucking glow in the dark gauges, dog. I wore fucking kill switch engage, suicide silence, fucking Hot Topic shirts all day, baby.
Yo, that was people's uniform. What the fuck? You're describing like so many people I used to know. What the fuck?
Bro, that was like rebel. That was like the rebel. That was like rebel with the cause type vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
End of my tangent. I told you I was gonna go on one. I digress now.
I want to touch really quick because something that I really like. I heard on TikTok. was that like the generational trauma thing is that although it's true, although like people feel that because like your dad did some shitty, his dad probably did some shitty, his dad before that did some shitty, and none of them really uh felt it. I think something along the lines of, I heard this on, like I said, TikTok. They said something along the lines of like, amongst all generations, there is a point where there is somebody who unfortunately has to feel and bear the weight of it all, and they have to figure it out and untie all the knots, and then hopefully, ideally, their children get to experience the fruits of all of the laborious emotion and figuring shit out and crying and being frustrated and all that throughout all their generational shit, and hopefully mend the relationship with their father as best they can, and try to figure it out with him and maybe their mother or maybe both of them, and then pass that wisdom and hopefully that better relationship onto their children.
I don't think that's necessary though. Oh, sorry.
Can I be real honest? And because I believe a lot in what I'm hearing with you, right? Is generational trauma, and this was an example made in the comments, is grandpa beats pop beats son, right? And son then beats his son, and so on and so forth. And it's a generational curse of men who never really learn how to process these things, right? Process certain emotions or convey certain messages without resorting to physicality,
Mm-hmm.
Those are real things that really happen. So I don't want people to think that I don't believe in generational traumas, but I still think that even us in today's age, we are light years ahead of what our parents are. Light years ahead. At 6 years old, okay, my dad was flipping out at the fucking dinner table, dog. Okay, flipping out. Me, when I'm at the dinner table, I'm chilling, dog. I'm eating my food. I'm not gonna argue with nobody, bro. Like I'm
time for peace.
It's peace time, baby. I'm trying to just dinner. You know what I'm saying? My dad was ready for just dinner, like just breakfast.
Let me eat my chicken nuggets, dog.
Just chitty so next, yeah, just some dino nuggies. I'm cooling. We can watch a movie. I'm not even tripping. My dad tripping. So, and I don't think at 6 years old, I don't think my dad was having conversations with his homeboys on a Tuesday night about, like, man, fuck this. I'm not going to let certain things, affect my kids. Like, the conversations we've had here on numerous occasions, they weren't having. So I think people say generational trauma and they spit these words out, but it's like, dog, are you really, like, is this really going on right now? Or are we using that as like a scapegoat type thing?
Because that's the thing. It's always a fucking scapegoat.
Yeah.
And you and I have chatted about this before on one of the first podcasts I ever did on the smoking section. We were talking about mental health and how I said it sucked. And this was like 6 years ago that we did this podcast, or 5 years ago, whatever it was. And I was like, it fucking sucks for people that actually go through that have real mental illnesses. I'm not saying like PTSD and generational trauma is not a mental illness, right? But there are people that are affected way more heavy by way heavier illnesses that, like myself, like I don't want to express how fucked up I am in the head by this type of shit, because now that people are using that as an excuse, I don't want it to sound like a fucking excuse. You know what I mean? Like It sucks because people that want to actually bring light to it can't do so without everybody using it as a fucking excuse now. And it sucks. I hate that. It sucks. But going back to what Zero was saying about eventually there has to be one person that sits there and unties everything and mends and all this stuff. I agree with the untying portion of it, with understanding like, hey, this is probably what happened in my life or what happened in this person's life that brought this onto me. But I don't think the mending of things is necessary if you're in understanding of what it is that's going on.
I think there's always something to reach back to the past, and in this case it's your father or grandfather, whatever you have access to or whatever is most important to mend. And mending, I guess, doesn't necessarily mean like, hey, let's mend each other's lives, or hey, let's be best of friends. It just means like, if you can, in the best way that you could manage, your father or whatever, whoever affected you the most, there's some sort of like understanding of I've learned a lot from my experience in life, and I thought as a kid there was certain things that I wish didn't happen, and I not necessarily need an apology or anything, but just know that I know, and know that I figured it out. And whatever you want to do with that information, whether it be, hey, sorry, or hey, I understand, or fuck you, like, why would you ever bring this up? At least I know where you are. And okay, I can move forward with that. I could close the chapter, have some sort of closure by myself, or if you want to be a part of it, then that's great. We can figure it out together and what that looks like in the future. I think there's a lot to speak to it for me.
Yeah, for me, I'm the complete opposite. What the fuck is it going to change? Like,
Sure.
It's not going to change absolutely anything. And if the course of my life has led me to where I am now, and I think I'm a perfectly fine human being, if I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I just want to tell you something. I know I'm in my 30s now. I have my own kid, and I know that I'm back in the house and I live here and I help you do yard work and all that shit. But I just want to let you know, I wish you were there for me more as a kid.
You need to tell him, bro.
What the fuck is gonna change?
In my head,
can he be there for me more as when I was a kid? No, he can't. The course of my life played out the way that it played, and that's fine. Here is the downfall of doing that, and this is what I'll tell you. Here is the downfall of doing that. I'm not saying for my father specifically, but if there's anybody that has feelings for like the same way that I feel about my dad, which I love my dad, I turned out great. Okay. If somebody went up to their dad and was in a similar situation as me and doesn't feel how I feel, right? I've taken how I grew up, and I know now my purpose is to raise my child, right? That's my purpose in life, is to raise my child. And how I learned that is how I was raised and how I now give that back to my child. I know that I don't want to give my child the way that I was raised. Therefore, I learned from that situation to do the opposite. The downfall of that situation, if there is somebody in their 30s or mid 20s that feels that way about their father or even their mother, is that if you are an adult and then tell your mother or father, hey, listen, I know, I get it, Mom. Things were rough when we were younger, but you could have done more. You could have been there for me more. Bro, your fucking mother or father is going to spiral, and they're going to be laying in their fucking bed at night thinking to themselves, I'm a failure as a parent and I could have done more. And now I can't go back in the past and do more for my child. And now my child has this image of me that I could have done more. And that's damaging.
Well,
I think it does more hurt than it does good. And if you are okay, if you've mended and you're like, I know that this could have been differently, this, that, and the other, I think there's more power in silence than not in that situation. Because what is going to change? What is going to change?
I've had lengthy conversations with my mom about things like, for example, my pops, right? I would tell her, like, you don't know what it felt like, when I would have a wrestling match and my buddies would have their dad there, you know what I mean? Or football games and my buddies' dads are there. Some of my buddies' dads are our coach, and so it was like, I was like, you moved us away, like, you know what I mean? And I remember we were talking about it one day. I was like, and I was telling her, because I was telling her about Elijah. Like, I don't want him to feel the way that I felt. And I was just telling her this, right? Like, I don't want him to ever feel like, he leaves a wrestling match and now he's sad because dad's not there, this and that. And she's like, well, I'm sorry, baby. And I was like, for what? She's like, well, I didn't realize. I was like, oh, well, yeah, it's cool. Like it's cool, Ma. Like, it's cool. Like,
I've had similar conversations with my mom too.
But my reality, that's where I think this is where I come from, and it sucks because I didn't get the real shot with my dad while he was alive. I never had a real chance to tell him what my reality was of life with him between him and my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where my mom, I was able to have a chance while live, because for a long time I just didn't talk to them about it. Like it just wasn't my business, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I just didn't talk to them about what it did to me. Just nah, we could just pretend it didn't happen, right? Like it's cool, walk it off. Um, but now that I'm older, and especially with Elijah and the stuff, you guys know I've went through with Elijah. Um, I've found it important to talk to my mom about it. You know what I mean? To try to navigate like how Elijah was growing up and stuff. I mean, definitely different now, but like how Elijah was growing up and stuff. Um, and then yeah, she apologized, and then it's like, oh well, let's just talk about it. Like we could just talk about these things and not be sorry. Like it already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing is if we can talk about it, you could tell me what you were thinking, I can tell you what I was thinking, and then we could figure out what was happening and make sense of it. Like try to make sense of why I behaved a certain way as a young man and why you behaved a certain way as my mother. You know, because I think that clears the air on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
I think it's just like you give them the ability and opportunity to say their piece, and if they don't want to say it, then they don't say it. Then you know what? That's on them. That's
There's
Listen,
a lot of shit. There's a lot of
we're
shit my
gonna
mom
go
says
through-
it's not my business.
yeah.
We're gonna
and
go
there's
through
lot of
a lot of things in our fucking life that you'll never get closure on. So
Mhm.
100%. But
You have to
why?
be okay with that.
Why? I understand that 100%, and I agree with that. There's gonna be shit that you'll never know the answer to. You'll be always, if you allow yourself questioning why did this happen? How could that have happened? What did I let? All the questions. But if you can minimize the amount of questions you have like that, why not do that?
Listen, dude, every day I climb up on roofs of houses I'll never own. And I look into these immaculate backyards and I'm like, bro, where did I go wrong? Where did I zig when I should have zagged? Where should I like bobbed and then weaved instead of weave and then bob? Where did I go wrong? But yeah, so if I can minimize on a daily basis of the questioning of life, then the universe seems not so big. Like, the universe doesn't seem
I don't know.
so grand.
Also,
I just disagree.
Like in my own experience, I'll just really quick. I had a conversation with my dad, right? I think I probably have to talk
And
to him the most
I
about.
told you
that.
to have this conversation with your dad, which is the
Well-
craziest part.
Well, this is like a
Oh,
whole
okay.
separate. This is a whole separate conversation.
But for the record, you and I did have a conversation. I was like, "Yeah, I think you should talk to your dad." Blah, blah, blah. And here
And
I
he
am, like,
shot me down.
"Wait, he shot you down?"
Yeah, he didn't want to have the conversation.
Oh yeah, but I told you. But
yeah,
for the record, the reason I told you is because it was bothering you so much, and you were thinking about it so much. So I was like, "Go have the conversation."
yeah.
But-
And I think overall, what he had to say, whether it be let's talk about it or I don't want to talk about it, I think ultimately I got closure on it. It's like, okay, I know your position on it. I allowed you to speak your piece. Wasn't very much, but I could work with that over the, well, how's he going to react? Would he say this? Would he say that? What is he thinking? What, like, did he just not, whatever, XYZ? Anyway, the newer conversation was something along the lines of just like, you need to tell the people you love what you think, because if you die or they die, they might never know, and you might have gone your whole life not saying it. And then he thought that was dumb, and so I was like, all right, based, I guess.
I thought that was pretty lit right now. That was like, all right.
Well, I mean, I can agree with you if it's positive, but if you're like, "Damn, Dad, you really weren't there for me as much as you could have been," like, who the fuck wants to hear that before they go?
Yeah, nobody wants to hear that. But if that's, you have to take the good with the bad.
Well, like
You can't know everything you've done well for me and appreciative, and not the bad. Like that's just, you can't have that.
But who's the one telling him all the good and appreciative things?
Me.
So you're the one dictating that.
Yeah,
Not
and
him.
no.
But what if he's like, I don't want to hear the bad things, and I don't even want to hear the good things, but you're the one dictating that.
Yeah. Yes. Sure. But there's no element of life where you're like, as my kid, you're only gonna have the good things in life. I won't have you had, I won't make you feel bad. I just won't do that. I'm going to do everything in my, power not to say a bad thing to you ever. Like, that's just not going to happen. You have to take the good with the bad. And I believe as a child to a father or a mother, you have that same responsibility of, you're not going to get all the good all the time. My parents were great as much as they could have been, but they messed up, and that's okay. And I think that's
if you're
fine.
saying something, were they? Yeah, but on the same token, D, there is no element in life where you'll know all the answers to the questions that you have.
But I can ask all of them that I'm willing to ask, and if I don't get an answer, that's okay. Yeah. I have to be okay with that.
Well, that's also you, because you're an overthinker and you don't like not having the answers to
questions.
No,
I'm saying if I don't get the answer, if somebody doesn't want to speak to me about it, I have to figure out.
Oh, dude,
how am I going to move on?
There's going to be stuff.
Could you move on?
There's going to be stuff Elijah comes to me with, bro. I'm going to be like, it's none of your fucking business, kid.
Exactly.
Like,
and he has to.
Yeah, but could you go? But you would move on the same whether you asked the question or you didn't.
No,
because the answer is still the same. You have no answer.
No, there's a definitive like feel that I did it. I asked. It's like the girl that you never ask out. Oh, fuck,
I was just thinking that.
I could have had her. Like, if only I had. If only I went to the bar or did this or did that. Though. I'm saying you could.
There's no. The relevance is not there. What I'm saying is
there's a lot. There's like a tangible thing when you ask that, when you put it out there and they're like, fuck you, like, I'm not talking about that with you, or I don't want to, that like makes me feel horrible. Okay,
but I'm not even going back.
I know.
Going back, it's not even about the question though. It's about the statement also that you're making. Like, hey, you could have been there more for me when I was a kid. And then what's the question? Why weren't you?
No, I think in if you're really trying to build something, I think as an adult, these are the things that I would like to build with you moving forward. I'm over this. Here's how I want to move forward with you.
So why not just do it then?
You can. I mean, I'm saying for me, it's important to address the previous to move forward.
So let me understand. So say you and I, something happened between you and I, right? Yep. And you were like, hey, Cisco, you know what? I realized we stopped hanging out as much. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's something that you did. Maybe it's something that I did. But hey, let's make a plan to just hang out at least 2 times a week. Can we do that? Like, that's what you're going to do instead of being like, hey, Cisco, dog, hey, you got time to hang out this week? And then we go hang out and you're like, hey, do you mind making this a weekly thing? It's the same outcome.
I probably do the first one.
But why? Like, you're letting me know. I
want to make sure. Did I do something? One.
So just ask. Did I do something?
I can address it. If you did something, I could say, you know what, Cisco, on this date you did something, and I just didn't rock with it. And ever since then, it was kind of a divide, and I just didn't like it. Moving forward, though, I'd love to be able to, nurture our relationship in this way, and this not happen.
If you ever said that to me, if you ever said nurture our relationship this way, I'd be like, get the fuck away from me, bro.
Like a little baby plant.
Nurture our relationship this way is gotta be the Cisco, gayest thing that
values your
damn Cisco.
Values your friendship.
I want to nurture it.
I'm just saying. I don't know if maybe it's just I'm being a hard ass or whatever the fucking case may be, but like, people are just so fucking soft. Like, I'm not saying you. I'm just going back to the start of this conversation and where we're at now. It's just, I think people are just extremely soft, and it's very, very sad to see. And people get their feelings hurt very easily. And it's like Korpsx said earlier, it's like you just don't know how to cope with your own feelings. So you blame other people. Like, that's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but this isn't in relation to what I did.
No. I'm going back to what we were talking about. Yeah. No, I've talked to you about everything that we're talking about right now. You know how I feel about. We've talked about it on our own. I'm not sitting here. You already know I think you're soft, first and foremost, but I don't think you're soft for this situation. And 2, like I said, Hello.
Sorry.
But and two, like I said, I'm one of the people that you talk to about this, and I told you to go have the conversation with your dad. But mind you, I'm not telling you to go have a conversation. Wasn't telling you to go have a conversation with your dad because it's something that I personally believe in. But you are my friend, and I know how it was affecting you, and I know where your headspace was on it. So the only viable thing is to go and talk to your dad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that was the right thing. Something that I would have eventually got to. But because I was
But
overthinking, you saw the over
yeah,
analyzing of everything.
and you know, there's been other things that we've talked about where I'm like, I think that you were wrong. I think that you were wrong for doing that. I think that you were selfish for doing that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
understand why you, as a person, did it. I just disagree with it.
Yeah,
And therefore,
I think,
it goes to show you that people can disagree and still be the best of friends. Like that's what we're trying to show people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times that you and I have disagreed on shit. Plenty of many of times, and told each other to each other's face, like I disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
but that's okay. Like we're still friends.
I agree. No, I agree. I think we're.
Well, I disagree because you agree. So fuck you.
But really quick, just to bookend that, I told my dad, I had a conversation with him about talking about, how things make you feel to people that might have done wrong or might have done right. And he said that was something that you probably shouldn't do and it's dumb, whatever. And then later, I was like in a space where I was like, bro, I'm so fucking like out of my mind right now. And I was just like, Dad, you know what? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can do this. And he's like, he gave me like words of encouragement. He was really nice. And then I talked to him and I was like, you know what? I know it probably didn't mean shit to you, but what you said, because I was losing my mind a little bit, meant the world to me. And I appreciate you. And he was just like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, no worries. Of course.
Again, when it comes to that, sometimes like it's okay for you to not tell people those types of things. Sometimes. Sometimes. Like I tell you I appreciate you all the time, right? But what matters to you more? If I sat and talked to you every single day and told you that I appreciated you every single day, or how I talk to you how I talk about you when you're not around? What matters more to you?
What matters more?
Mm-hmm. Does it matter more to you that I tell you that I appreciate you every single day that I talk to you? Or does it matter more that I talk highly about you when you're not around?
I guess in those two, probably when I'm not around. But if you told me you
appreciate
appreciate me when there were big moments or even moments that just meant a lot
and I'm
to
not
you.
saying don't tell people you appreciate them. Yeah. I'm just saying that in that sense of say the roles were reversed and I was your dad and Peanut was you, right? And I found a video somewhere of him or a writing or something along those lines where he said, man, my dad did this for me today, and it felt really fucking nice for him to say this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. It would mean more to me by me seeing that because he did that in his own time than him telling me that he appreciates me at that time.
But on the flip side, what if he just never said that?
Then it's okay. If I know that he appreciated me, because you can tell when people appreciate you, bro. People would move different for you. They'll do things different around you.
Not always. I don't believe always.
People that truly appreciate you will.
Okay.
Put it to the test. Put it to the test. You don't think that somebody that appreciates you, if you call them at 2:00 in the morning, they'll answer your phone call and come help you fix your flat tire? I think somebody that appreciates you will.
Like loyal and very, good.
But you can feel loyalty, can't you?
I don't know if I could feel loyalty.
I mean, I feel like you can sense it. I feel like you can sense it.
I feel like it's just over time. You're like, yeah, he probably wouldn't fuck me over. She wouldn't fuck me over. Probably.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't. I don't know.
I never like subscribe complete loyalty to almost anybody though.
Yeah, but you're also fucking scared because you don't want to be hurt. That's why.
I'm not. No, Bro, I still love. Like I love both of you.
Nobody said anything about love.
But I'm not scared to.
We're talking about fully subscribing to somebody.
No, fully subscribing that both of you are like utmost 100% loyal to me.
You're not. You wouldn't fully subscribe to that.
Like if either of you like completely fucked me over, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I expected that. I'd be fucking devastated. I'd be like, bro, I didn't like imagine that you would. But at like the same time, I'd be like, I know people are human, and there's some world where you'd fuck me over.
So okay, so if you don't subscribe to 100% loyalty from your peers, do you give 100% loyalty?
I think so. I mean, I try to as much as like I can.
So in a situation, if there was a situation and somebody asked you, who do you think is more loyal to the other? And somebody said, do you think you're more loyal to Cisco or Cisco's more loyal to you? What would your answer be?
Gaslighty.
I'd probably say, I'd probably say that I'm more loyal to you.
Because you're not subscribing to the fact that, oh, well, because you know yourself, right?
Yeah, because I know my limits and what exactly I would need. Now I don't know everybody. Obviously, I don't know everybody's limits, and I'm not ever going to say that I know or as well. Like my own mother, I remember she'd be like, there are times where she was like, you can't trust anybody, not even me. She was talking about herself. I was like, damn, what the fuck? And that
does she have a little tinfoil hat on? You
That,
can't even
like,
trust your own mother.
that kind of created a sense of like, yeah, I really don't know. Like there are stories where people have a completely happy marriage, and
There's
one
stories
day
about everything, dog.
the wife decides, you know what, assassin time. Let me get a fucking undercover cop to go ahead and fucking assassinate my husband. Like how crazy
Or
is
put
that?
bleach in the fucking coffee.
Or put bleach in the coffee. Like you
Yeah,
don't
yo.
know what like I'm sure he was like, oh yeah, she's completely loyal. Like she said her vows and shit. Like we've been together for 10 years or whatever, however long.
Yeah,
we've been
till
together.
death do us part, motherfucker.
Yeah, and then all of a
Motherfucker.
sudden you got video footage of bleach going in your fucking, cup of Joe. It's fucked
Yeah,
up.
but you can't. I don't think you can live like that, bro.
It's not like invading my mind. It's just like I know that there's like a non-zero number that people would fuck me over. People that I love, people that are very, very close to me. I don't expect it. I'm not like, plotting the days of like today marks 170 days that Cisco didn't fuck me over. I'm not like doing all that. I'm just
Maybe
saying,
fuck you.
Maybe.
No, if somebody asked me where, like, if I thought that I was more loyal than you, I'd say no. I'd say that our loyalty is equal to each other. Is what I would say, personally.
I'll give you a good old humping. All right. Good old
Wait,
fat-
are you putting his legs up or are you hitting him from the back?
Jesus.
all the back.
Do I get
baby.
to say? Can I?
No.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
My
I'm
God.
doing the humping.
Mom, don't listen to this podcast.
All of our moms, please.
No, that's a good thing. Yeah, but back to the marriage thing. There's no point of getting married in today's society, bro.
Jesus.
Oh, how did we?
No, I was talking to Tierra today because what the fuck we were talking about something that we saw on TikTok. Oh, Tory Lanez's wife is filing for divorce, right? Because he's doing 10 years in prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
And she said there's no point in getting married these days, this day and age. And I said, yeah, I agree with you. Like marriage to me is pointless as fuck. And then, bro, she said this shit, and I was like, holy fuck, that makes so much fucking sense. She said, if marriage was what it used to be, there would be no reason for divorce to exist.
True.
And I was like, what?
I think we always look back and have a lot of fucking heavy rose tinted glasses whenever we look back at a lot of things. And not just like when we talk about like, oh, back in the day when things were, I think we always have like nostalgia glasses on because we're always thinking, because think about like even the worst relationships you have, all of the bad things, they get very grayed out in the long term. It's like pretty much decent to good things that you remember. And you do have some bad things, obviously, that you'll remember always. But for the most part, a lot of like the details of like, damn, that shit was super fucked up are lost to like time, I feel like.
Like what though? What's a super fucked up thing that has been lost in time?
I'm talking about like personally, there's a lot of things that like you'll look back on that you won't necessarily remember. Like in a relationship, there's like shit that you probably fought about that you don't necessarily remember. You do
Okay, I
remember
get
like the
you.
good things that you're like, oh, bro, I remember that date that we went on, but you don't remember the fucking whole fight car ride that you took to get there. But you
I think the
remember like,
relevance of it is what plays a part, isn't it?
well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why people get into relationships that they might have already been in that like were really really toxic or something along those lines. Not to say that those relationships can't change and evolve and they're different people, but if like the work hasn't been done to fix or be a better person, they get right back into those bad habits. Um, what was the point of that? Oh,
I don't know. That's
marriage.
what I'm waiting for.
Marriage. I feel like a lot of the times we'll be like, bro, marriage is so good back then. I think now we get overexposed to like this guy was divorced and this girl got like 50% of this, and then I feel like we're very overstimulated on like all the divorce cases ever forever, and now it feels worthless because we're getting so many stories of like this person divorced, and I think it's kind of like a bad feedback loop. But in reality, the people who want marriage to symbolize what it was can very well do that in their life if they wanted to. It's hard, but they could. You know
But
what
you
I
could
mean?
also do that without getting married.
But if you want it to resemble and be meaningful in the way that it was, you can just act in the way that you'd like it to be portrayed.
I agree. I absolutely agree with what you just said.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I like personally for a long time, and I haven't even figured this out even now. Marriage to me was what I saw from my parents, and like I didn't really have a good model of what marriage is. My parents were married when they had me, and I won't speak on any of the relationships, but they are what they are, and I haven't had like a good model. I've been like throughout my whole life, and I didn't realize that till I was older, and that's why I devalued marriage so much. And I have to figure that all out, myself. What it
But
means to
you
me.
just, but you know what a model of good marriage is.
Not so like I feel like you could. I feel like everybody knows this. You could know something, you could read it, you could memorize it, but to know it within like yourself and have it be implementable is really different. There's a lot of like I think a lot more work that goes into that, and I don't know that in myself yet.
So you just have to see like a very happy married couple to know that.
I think I have to figure out what it means to me, because I figured out what it doesn't mean to me. You know what I mean? I saw the repercussions. I saw what it was in absence of a marriage. I saw various different, conversations between the types of relationships that I was exposed to as a kid. And so now I have to figure out what that is for me, what marriage is for me. Because I don't know. At least I don't think I know.
But isn't your father married?
Now, but he's been married for like 2 years.
Is that not an example enough? You lived with them.
Yeah. Yeah, but they weren't married for like majority of the time that I was there. They weren't married at all until 2 years ago.
You lived there for 2 years, did you not? The last 2 years that they were married, you lived there.
I guess
What did I say wrong there?
I won't get into it too much because I don't want to speak on my dad's relationship or anything or anything.
No. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm just saying, like, you now have a model of a married couple, right?
But I have to figure out what it means to me. And
Okay.
like I said, we'll chat about it later off the podcast. But yeah, you're right. I technically do.
Korpsx, you getting married?
I hope so.
Korpsx is out of it, bro. Look at him. He's just in there listening.
No, I'm just listening. No, I hope so. But I definitely do see where like people. I think a lot of people these days want to get married for the aesthetic of it. They want to get married for a lot of the quirkiness that goes along with it. Being able to say my husband, you know what I mean? Yeah, tax benefits.
That's what it is. It's a business transaction now.
Well, where marriage was supposed to be
mean, good.
was supposed to be a pact with God. You know, like you were literally swearing on your life, you, this man and God, like that you were going to join in union. Like that was supposed to be a thing. Um, and it's just not that anymore. And it kind of sucks. And definitely the way that America has it set up, like, okay, let's make it a business transaction then. Especially for men, marriage in America is not beneficial on any level, especially for successful men. So I think maybe if they kind of change some stuff up, it will make more sense and become more enticing for marriage to become revert back to more of a traditional sense, because Zero is right. Like we do have rose tinted glasses when we look to the past and these past examples, but when you look at traditionally what marriage was supposed to be about, like that is the rose tinted glasses of all time, like because that is what it's supposed to be. And it's beautiful when it's done that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it's done that way, it's magnificent. So yeah, and if it is done that way, then you don't have to worry about a divorce because people will truly be in love. They'll take their oath seriously. They'll be there. This X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, I think the vows are the most important thing. Like if I was to ever get married, you staying with me till you're dead. Like I don't give a fuck
yeah,
what the fuck happens,
yeah.
because that's the vow that I made, right? And you gotta be a man of your word.
Hmm. But yeah, no. I hope so.
All right, somebody end this on a lighter note because I kind of went on a tangent on a couple things. My bad. If anybody with generational trauma was offended by anything that I said,
It'll be okay, man.
I don't give a fuck. Honestly, like
It'll be
go
okay.
cry in your room. Yeah, you'll feel better after you cry. Like
Yeah,
shut the fuck
Yo,
up, bro.
crying actually feels nice. Okay.
I cried
So
today.
good.
I cried.
I'm
Oh,
glad.
you know what? I cried today. You know why? I
Why?
watched two things. TikTok had me on an emotional journey today.
Stay off of TikTok.
Yeah. There was a dog that met
Oh
its
no.
baby sister. Like, the family had a baby, and then like the post said like, "Oh, I brought the blanket the day before." You know how like you're supposed to do that, and the dog like sniffed the baby and then went and got the blanket and put the blanket on top of the baby.
Oh,
Bro,
that's
that shit made
fire.
me mad emotional. I started because I miss Oscar and just little shit like that.
Yeah.
It was just a sweet thing. And
Mm.
then right after that video, I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but there was like a serial doctor who was like a serial child molester,
Jesus.
or like with sexual, like crazy sexual assault allegations. And there's a video of this father standing in the courtroom speaking to the judge, and he during the trial the daughters had like wrote their testimonies, and there were certain things that the father never heard of, like this fucked up shit that this guy had did to his two daughters. And so the judge allowed him to speak, and he was like, I just want you to grant me as part of your sentencing that I can be in a room for 5 minutes with this guy. And she was like, I can't, like, that's not allowed. And he's like, how about 1 minute? And she was like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not allowed to. And he's like, yes or no? And she said, no. And he's like, well, I guess I have to take it up like by myself, and like runs towards the fucking guy, bro. And all these cops like jump on him, and he's like, let me get at that bitch. Da, 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 da. And like, I just thought to myself, like, if I was in that position, if any father that I know was in that position, they would have done the same exact thing. And I could only imagine what he felt, right?
Mm.
And then I scrolled one more video,
Jesus.
and it was the father talking about this fucking bitch last week that stabbed a 3-year-old at the fucking supermarket. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Where?
But this, I don't remember where it was at. But the fucking bitch that stabbed this 3-year-old kid stood in the courtroom like laughing and smiling, bro. And this dad is like speaking his piece, saying that, you know, like he hopes that she gets the highest bail amount and this and that. And I thought to myself, like, how much fucking strength and courage that father had to stand up there and speak those words clear as day without breaking down. I wouldn't have been able to do it, bro.
Yeah.
You
I
were
wouldn't have been
crying.
able to do it.
You were crying in the club.
Bro, I was fucking like in my car, like like bawling. Cause that, bro, you lost your 3-year-old kid to some fucking maniac that has no remorse at all.
Oh, you know what that made me think of, bro? I seen this thing. I read this thing. Ernest Hemingway. It was the shortest like book he ever wrote, and it was like 2 sentences. It goes,
What the fuck? He wrote 2
for sale,
sentences.
for sale, new baby, newborn clothing, never worn.
Oh shit.
That's so sad.
And
That's
that's
like,
it.
have you ever
That's
heard of-
the shortest story he ever wrote.
Have you ever heard of it's like 2-sentence horror stories on Reddit? Have you ever heard that? That's like a 2-sentence horror story.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, there's one about like a man sitting in a room or some shit like that. Is that the one that you're talking about, Zero?
I don't know. No, well, I mean, there's a lot of them out there.
Let me see.
There's like 2-sentence horror stories. It's like,
Let's see. I'm pulling. Let me pull it up.
something like I don't know. I'm gonna say one and it's gonna be dumb as fuck. So let me just not say it. Let you guys look it
Oh
up.
my God! Here's one. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that, bro. The last man, this is what I'm talking about. The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door.
Yeah. That would be
Ooh.
fucked up. Bro, what would you guys there was a show called Last Man on Earth. What would you guys do if you woke up and cars are like, you know, on the freeway still, but you're the only one left? You don't see or hear anybody. You're walking, driving for miles and miles. You don't see anybody.
Bro, I'm walking back in the house and beating off.
With the volume all the way up.
No headphones.
No headphones.
She's just beating the meat.
That's first thing first.
Food is still there, so like you could go to the supermarket. Electricity still works somehow.
Wait, let me do you one better. Because I thought I was listening to a Bad Friends episode and they were talking about this guy who lasted on the ocean for 186 days.
Oh,
And he
underneath, right?
No.
Oh,
He found like
that's somebody else.
a raft or something, like something floatable, and he used this thing
Hop
and
on
he
it.
killed a shark with a water gallon
Oh shit.
and lived off of. He stayed hydrated off of bird blood.
I don't know. if I would do
Bird
that.
blood.
I don't
Like,
like
okay,
that.
so here's the scenario, right?
Oh, that's
You're
so
on a-
bad.
You're on a boat fishing trip, right? Boat starts going down. Everybody gets separated by something. And you find this little fucking piece of big enough for you to like paddleboard on, pretty much, right? You can lay on it, you can sit on it, stand on it. It's buoyant enough for you to, you know, whatever. And all you have is your fishing rod, a pocket knife that you have, and then like a fucking like a Yeti flask, quarter full of water.
Damn.
Are you gonna try and survive, or are you just like, fuck it, dog? Like, this is it. Not everybody all at once.
I'm trying to think. You have a fucking little flask of water. I don't think I'm making it 100 and some days. Whatever you made it to, I don't know if I'm making that.
But
right.
no, but I'm asking, like, do you have the will to survive, or are you just like, fuck it, this is how it ends. This is how I'm
Oh
going.
nah, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do everything I can. I don't know if I'm drinking bird's blood, bro. I don't think I'm not like that.
Suicide's an option at that point.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. But how are you gonna do it?
You club yourself with the fucking
Like,
Yeti
you're
flask.
you're conscious enough to like that's the thing about being like about suicide, right? Is like you're you're too conscious to drown yourself.
I was just like, can't you just like swim down? You can't just like, you know what I mean? I have enough air to like swim down, but do I have enough air to swim back up?
Yeah, but like reaction wise, your body is gonna try and go back up. You know,
Yeah,
does that
probably.
make sense?
No,
Like,
yeah.
you're
I agree,
conscious
yeah.
enough to not do that.
I'm jumping in the deep end with all my clothes on, dog. That's all I'm saying.
Like, do I go and when I see?
But
the
at that
shark,
moment,
just
when
be
you're
like,
like,
you know what?
like you're gonna be like, I don't want to die, and you're gonna swim back up, bro.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking like maybe I'll make the shark do it. You know what I mean? Like a punch in the face and then jump in. And then
He's
you
going
know what I
bye-bye
mean?
after that. You punch a shark in the face, they're going bye-bye. They're not
Damn.
fucking with you.
Then I have to survive because that's a cool story. Like I socked him in the face and he ran, bitch ass shark. And then
Okay, here's a question. Okay, based off that question, I have a question that Peanut asks me all the time. Would you rather be in a lake with an alligator coming at you, or in the ocean with a shark coming at you?
Gator all day.
yeah, probably.
Gator? Both
Yeah,
of you guys? I'm taking shark all day.
No shot, bro.
Gator.
Underwater?
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Gator.
All day, every day.
No shot.
How the fuck are you fighting off an alligator?
How are you
or
fighting off a
crocodile?
shark? Like in what world?
So easy, bro. All you have to do is push the shark's nose down
Easy
or
one.
away.
True. I forgot how. Easy
What?
that was.
How the fuck? You're not pushing a fucking alligator's nose away.
I feel like I can just
I will
I don't know,
outrun him.
outmaneuver it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in a lake.
So what? You're in the ocean.
Yeah,
Bro.
you can't. I can get out of the lake faster than you get out of the ocean.
Let me ask you a question. Have you guys ever seen a video of an alligator running?
Yeah.
They run pretty fast, but they can't zig when I zag.
You cannot
Break his
run
ankles.
fast. You cannot run faster. You
Bro,
cannot.
you
outrun an alligator.
literally cannot outswim a shark,
A
dude.
shark, yeah.
The
It has
shark
gills.
doesn't want me. The shark doesn't want me.
Yes, it
Wait,
does.
If I tell the shark get away, yeah, the alligator wants you. The alligator is not going to stop.
Let's say
Why,
that.
how do
Let's
you
say
get,
they're
how
both
do you get a
equal.
shark that doesn't want you, but alligator
Yeah, all of
wants me?
all of a
If he
sudden-
comes to me and I move his nose, or
All of a
something, he's
sudden,
like,
you have
oh,
a
yeah.
vegetarian shark.
Yeah, dead ass. You get a
All
shark
of a sudden
fresh
it's a
out of a
vegetarian.
golden corral, but I get newly starving
Starved.
alligator. Yeah.
Let's look up on Google real quick. Are you safer against an alligator
Or a
Or a shark.
or a shark?
This is gonna give you some AI bullshit of alligators actually
There's probably more
Would
deaths
never-
per alligator than there
would
is sharks
never
per
eat
per
humans.
year.
Well, Florida Museum indicates that shark bites, 509 a year, are more prevalent than alligator bites, 442. But
Boom.
Oh,
alligator attacks are significantly more deadly.
But they happen less frequently.
that's crazy.
So is it
Alligators
normal alligators?
alligators are more deadly. I'm gonna say out of
Wait.
442, probably like 350 of these motherfuckers died. I'm gonna say out of
No.
509 shark bites, I'm gonna
You're just
say
making up numbers.
maybe.
Literally,
Just
Cisco's like,
making up
out
stats.
of 500, literally all of them survived and actually had better health
Okay.
afterwards.
Here we go. You're in the water. Would you rather see a shark or an alligator? Hold on, let me make this text bigger because I cannot read this.
Oh, blind ass.
Damn.
Let's see. Shark. Would you rather be in the water with a shark or an alligator? Shark. Likely it won't attack. Most shark attacks are mistakes. Alligators are killers.
I don't know, bro. Because if
Till they met
what if
me.
the- what if the if you're in the ocean and a shark is attacking you, it's for sure gonna get you. I don't know, bro. I don't
I
know.
was under the assumption that one was attacking me, the other one's trying to attack me. Which one would I rather be in the water with? I'd rather be in the water with an alligator.
I feel like alligators don't swim down. What if I
I
just
feel like
swim-
you can
No, they do.
absolutely swim down.
like if they're coming at me because they see me out in the water, like I'm chilling at the top, and I see it coming towards me. That shit would be a scary sight, first off. But then if I go down,
No, they'll go down. They'll swim down with it.
will they?
Mhm.
My scary
Yeah.
thing is like they catch one of my arms, they're twisting, bro. They're
One of the,
like,
automatically
bigger ends.
rolling.
Bro, have you ever there's this video of like all these alligators like around each other,
Fuck that.
and somebody throws a piece of meat, like a big ass piece of meat
Oh, he
to feed
grabs
them,
his arm.
and he grabs the other crocodile's arm and fucking turns and just rips the other crocodile's arm off.
Yeah, I did see that.
It's called a gator roll, baby.
Yeah, bro. That shit is scary.
It's my favorite wrestling move.
A gator roll?
We get it roll, baby.
Gatorade.
All right, let me see.
H2O.
That would be crazy. Yeah, that would be
There-
crazy. Just watching like an alligator have my arm, and I'm like, oof, ripped to my left arm. You know?
There's so we're gonna have to do this.
Or leg or something.
There's a book called Barguments,
Oh, we have to get
which have these
this is
types of
amazing.
things. Like, if you could marry into a family, which would you choose? Who talks about sex more, men or women? I would say women,
Probably
honestly.
women, actually. Yeah.
I would say women.
Yeah.
I think women talk about
Damn,
sex
we all
way
agree
more.
with that shit. Shit's kind of wild.
We're sexist.
No, but just yeah, women talk about it more in detail. That's the only reason I say women say it more.
That's actually very true.
Guys are just like, yeah, it was cool.
Like, yeah, I fucked her.
Yeah, that's it.
They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I was all up, like as I slid my penis in.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yo, you reading
Dude, that
50
sounds
Shades
crazy.
of Grey?
Whoa!
Name the
Said way
best
too much.
television theme song of all time. I got mine.
Ooh.
There's two. I got two. It's a rare condition. Please tell me you know that shit.
I have
Family
no idea
Matters.
what that was.
That's
Family
your
Matters to
favorite.
me is Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. That's what Family
Or
Matters is.
or in West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Probably one of the best right there. Yeah.
Everybody knows that one, dog.
Everybody knows that. Mine is probably Adventure Time. I'm sorry.
All
I don't
that.
even- Oh yeah. Oh, bro.
This is all that.
Oh, that. Who sung that? TLC?
Oh,
No, 3LW sung that, huh?
oh,
No, you know what's crazy is that D doesn't even know what you're talking about,
all that.
huh? You don't know about all that, do
I
you?
don't know what the fuck. Oh, I know the show. I know of the show. Yeah.
But did you
All that?
watch it as a child?
No, I didn't watch it as a child. That was fucking a.
Here's your homework right now. Pull up
I'm
the
not
all
watching
that.
I'm not watching.
Just
I'm,
pull up the theme song
No.
and listen to 30 seconds of it.
I'll get
That's it.
copywritten. The whole
This
podcast.
not.
will get
is
copywritten.
all that. This is all that.
Didn't they make a
This is just
reboot too
another-
of it?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Oh.
What's it called? All
This
that?
is all that.
Okay.
This is
A little
all
Luther Vandross in it? Okay.
This is all
Well, that's all of
that.
that. It happens all the time. That's my shit, bro.
That was my joint.
Damn, that is a fucking.
It's a banger. Like that's like a
This?
good song.
Yeah, play that shit right there. Put it a little bit closer to the mic, though. And yeah, we do it all the time
That's kind
on
of
the
wild.
in
I
the
like that.
chair.
That
Just
was
don't
pretty sick.
know that. Oh, it's all that. It's all that. Adventure Time. That's an interesting take.
That's a yeah.
I don't even know what that song sounds like. Let me listen to it real quick. I'll be the judge.
The event. It's not like a vibe. It's not like. It's just a nice
Adventure
little
Time
melodic adventure
theme
time.
song.
Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands.
This
listen.
is all that.
But it's an amazing story to me.
I'll tell you right now what I think about it.
Wait, haven't you've seen at least a little bit of it?
Oh, you can pass the intro.
Oh, word. I will say I love shows that have details. I wanted to say How I Met Your Mother. There's a lot of details in the intro of Adventure Time that like once you get into the story, the intro's like fuck, bro, the lore of everything that you can like pause and be like, this is like
That's not even a song.
it's like a part of a song.
Jake the dog and Finn the human. That's not a. It literally sounds like it was recorded in somebody's fucking
It might
closet,
have been.
and it's like bling 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 bling.
It might have been. That's the magic of so many of those songs. Where you're like, bro, I could have made this shit, but you didn't, dumbass.
Oh my god!
If you're putting that up there for best theme song,
no, not best theme song. Best. I thought this was best show.
best.
Best
Oh yeah,
theme
like show
song.
intro. Best show
Oh,
theme
my
song.
bad, my bad. I totally messed that up.
What?
Damn, Damien,
My
pay
bad.
attention, dude.
What did you think I said?
It's probably How I Met Your Mother then. I thought you said best show.
No. Why are we singing songs then?
I thought you guys just liked the intro songs. I don't know. I didn't know that you said intro song. I'm so sorry. My
It
bad.
just shows how much you pay attention to me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. No, I thought I heard best show. That's it.
Okay. You got anything you want to close us out with?
No, thank you so much, everybody, for watching.
Oh, we're ending.
What you just said, close us off with.
Well, don't we want to ask Korpsx if he has anything?
Korpsx, you lovely man. You have just as valuable of a voice as me and Save.
Thank you, everybody.
If not more valuable.
If not,
This
more
is
valuable.
equally as valuable. I love you guys. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in. Big Corp, corpscollection.com. Yeah, listen, we are a listener supported podcast. I want to make sure that I say that. Listener supported podcast. There's a link in the description. Help us do a fucking Usual Tuesday podcast tour. How
What the fuck is happening?
that
Bro,
would be
could you
cool.
imagine us on stage talking shit
That
to
would
each
be
other?
crazy.
Bro, that'd be cool as fuck.
Who the fuck bought tickets?
Hey, we'll sell tickets, bro.
I'm not.
Don't
No,
even-
no,
We'll-
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
We're
Like,
getting
as
at
a
least
joke,
5 tickets bought.
As a joke,
At
I'd be
least
like-
5 tickets.
As a joke, I'd be like, "Who the fuck are y'all?"
I'll tell you who won't be there. My dad. All right, guys. You guys have a good night.
Ooh.
He might if you talk to him about it.
Little checkout that I like
Come on,
to do.
laugh with me. That's funny.
I know. I thought it was funny. That was funny.
But I allow myself to be content exactly as I am, for the value of my life increases each time. I appreciate everything in it. Till next week.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. I appreciate everybody, my community, Korpsx's community, Zero's community, as always. Oh, new schedule. When does the new schedule start? Next week?
Next week, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So
next
next
week's
week
Monday?
we'll be streaming on Monday.
Monday. Yes.
Next week we'll see you guys on Monday. As always, you guys stay healthy, stay happy. I love you. Keep smiling. Bang. Is that what you do? Bang, bang.
What's your gun sound like?
Boom, boom.
Damn.
Hang, 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 hang.
Gratata. You guys remember that?
That